The sound of the lock clicking shut on my birthday was louder than any scream I could have made. I pressed my trembling hand against the cold basement door, heart pounding in my chest. I could still hear laughter upstairs, my son's voice, my daughter-in-law's, and the clinking of glasses. My birthday. But instead of candles and cake, I was standing alone in the dark, humiliated, discarded like I didn't matter anymore. For 68 years, I had carried my family on my back. I had been there for every scraped knee, every heartbreak, every storm, and yet, here I was, trapped in my own son's house, like some unwelcome guest who had overstayed her welcome. I whispered to myself, "How did it come to this, Katherine? How did love turn into this prison?" This is my story. I'm Katherine, and today, you'll hear what happened the day my daughter-in-law locked me in the basement on my birthday, and how I found my strength again. Welcome to Katherine Stories, where every story is real, raw, and full of heart. Before we dive deeper, tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? It means the world to know where these stories reach, and it helps this video find others who need it. Let's begin. The day had started with so much hope. My son David had said, "Mom, don't worry about a thing. Melissa's planning a special dinner for your birthday." Melissa, my daughter-in-law. She was beautiful, polished, always so confident. But beneath her smile, there was something sharp, something cold. I had felt it from the start, the way she looked at me like I was competition instead of family. Still, I tried. I cooked meals for them, helped fold laundry, watched their little girl so they could have nights out. I thought I was helping, thought I was making myself useful. But Melissa's sighs grew heavier, her patience thinner. That evening, I arrived wearing my best knee blue dress, the one Peter, my late husband, used to say brought out the light in my eyes. I carried a small cake I had baked, just in case. I didn't want to assume they'd get one. But when I walked into the house, something felt off. The table was set beautifully, yes, candles lit, music playing, but there was no chair for me. None. Melissa gave me a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Oh, Katherine, we weren't sure you'd want to join. You know, it's more of a couple's dinner. A couple's dinner on my birthday." David shifted uncomfortably, but he didn't say anything. My son, the boy I once held when he was feverish through the night, the boy I fed when I had nothing for myself, just lowered his eyes. I placed my cake gently on the counter, swallowing the lump in my throat. Of course, I wouldn't want to intrude. Melissa's lips curved cruelly. "Actually, why don't you wait downstairs? The basement's warm. We'll call you when we're done." I thought she was joking. I even chuckled nervously, but then, before I could protest, she guided me down the steps, and when I turned, the door slammed shut. The lock clicked. My heart cracked. I stood there in the darkness listening to their laughter upstairs. My birthday, and I was nothing more than an inconvenience. I pressed my palms against the wooden door, whispering, "David, please, please." But there was no answer. The hours dragged. I sank onto an old crate, my body trembling with rage and grief. I thought of Peter, my husband. If he were alive, none of this would have happened. He would have protected me. But he was gone, and I was alone. Tears streamed down my face. Was this what my life had come to? After years of sacrifice, years of giving everything, was I now just a burden to be hidden away? And then something shifted inside me. I remembered the countless nights I had worked double shifts to pay for David's education, the birthdays I had skipped gifts for myself so he could have his dreams, the love I had poured into every corner of his life. No, I wasn't going to let Melissa break me. I stood up, wiping my tears. I searched the basement until I found an old broom. With steady hands, I jammed the handle against the small window high on the wall. The glass cracked, then shattered. Cold air rushed in. I pulled myself up, bruising my knees, scraping my arms, but I didn't stop. I forced my body through that narrow frame until I tumbled onto the grass outside. I was free. And in that moment, something inside me hardened. Melissa thought she had locked me away, but she had unlocked something far greater, my resolve. I didn't go back inside. No. I walked away into the night, my heart pounding, my mind racing. The next morning, I made a decision that would change everything. I went to a lawyer. I still had rights. The house may have been in David's name, but I had helped with the down payment after Peter passed. I had proof. Bank statements, letters. Melissa thought she could erase me, but she didn't know how much strength a mother carries as when she's been pushed to her limit. The lawyer listened, nodding slowly. Katherine, you have more power than you think. For weeks, I worked silently, carefully. While Melissa flaunted her control, I was building my case. While David ignored my calls, I was gathering every document. And then came the day of reckoning. David and Melissa sat smugly in the lawyer's office when I walked in. Melissa's face dropped when she saw me. Not broken, not small, but standing tall in my blue dress, glasses gleaming under the light. The lawyer laid out the evidence. The money I had invested, the share I legally owned. Melissa's smile cracked. David's face turned pale. For once, I wasn't invisible. The court ruled in my favor. I wasn't just some guest in their home. I was co-owner. Melissa could no longer treat me like a ghost in my own family. But I didn't stop there. I made a choice, a painful one. I sold my share, took the money, and walked away. On my terms. The last night I spent in that house, I baked another cake, this time for myself. I sat alone at the table, lit the candles, and whispered, "Happy birthday, Katherine." For the first time in years, I didn't feel invisible. I felt free. Months later, I moved into a small cottage by the sea. I joined a book club, started tending a little garden, and slowly my laughter returned. David came once, alone, his eyes red, his voice trembling. "Mom, I'm sorry, I should have stopped her. I should have protected you." I looked at him, my heart aching. "I raised you to be strong, David. But strength isn't just about building a life. It's about protecting the people who gave you one." He broke down in tears. And though I held him, I knew things would never be the same. But that was okay, because I had found my revenge, not through anger, not through cruelty, but by reclaiming my dignity. Melissa may have locked me in that basement, but I walked out into the light, and I built a new life, one filled with peace, freedom, and self-respect. Sometimes revenge isn't about hurting the ones who hurt you. Sometimes it's about proving that no matter how hard they try to bury you, you can always rise again. And that, my dear friends, is how I survived the birthday I thought would break me. Thank you so much for watching my story today. If it touched your heart, please don't forget to subscribe to Katherine Stories for more powerful, emotional journeys like this one. Your support means the world to me. Make sure to watch more of my videos. Each one carries a piece of life, love, and lessons we can all relate.